And so this is the murli of 16th of November, 1981. 16th of November, 1981. The essence is the basis of claiming a number in the rosary of victory. The basis of claiming a number in the rosary of victory. And that too, we want a good number, right? Not just any number. Baba many times tells us that there are many different rosaries, different lengths of the rosaries. The top rosary would be the rosary of 8, who would pass with honor, super honor. And then there would be 108 bead rosary. And then there would be 16,108. And then there would be a 900,000 long rosary. So which rosary do we want to be part of? Yeah. In any case, we want to be victorious, right? We don't want Maya to overwhelm us and consume us. We would rather reach our destination with our heads held high. And that's what Baba is teaching us today. What do we need to do to be able to reach our destination in a grand way? Right? So today, Bab Dada has come once again to meet his long lost and now found elevated souls. So we got separated from Baba when we left the Supreme Abode. And we left quite a while back, like 5,000 years back, when we reached the Golden Age. And then we lived through the golden, silver, copper, iron. And now at the confluence age, Baba has come. So we are meeting Baba again. So do you remember how many times we have met at this time and in this form? Do you remember how many times we have met at this time and in this form? Do you have the experience of the awareness of having had this meeting many times clearly? Is it clear, is what Baba is asking, that there is an experience of the awareness of the meeting, but many times the experience could be not as clear. It may be cloudy, or the awareness could be cloudy. So are we having that clear understanding for ourselves that we're meeting Baba again after so long? So do you understand or experience this on the basis of knowledge or in terms of the cycle? So in other words, it is all here in the brain, or is it really in our hearts? Do we feel it truly? The more clearly you experience this, the more elevated and close a soul you are. The more clearly you experience this, the more elevated and close a soul you are. So on the basis of this, you will experience all attainments at present, and you will also be a soul who has a right to an elevated reward in the future. See, it is win, win, win all the way for us. Even at the present moment, we are experiencing these attainments of having Baba with us, and Baba's support, Baba's love, Baba's strength that we feel, that we experience at every moment. But also in the future, that is in the golden and silver ages, we will get an elevated reward. So what can be better than that? On the basis of this experience, you can also understand what number you, the soul, will claim in the rosary of victory. Bab Dada also remembers you children number-wise on the basis of your present efforts and attainments. So if I make a lot of effort, Baba will remember me more. If I make less effort, therefore, Baba will remember me less. So what does that tell us? What does that remind me of? That I have to make a lot of effort. The more effort I make, the more attainments I get from Baba, and therefore Baba will remember me more. So do you know your number both in this rosary and also in the rosary of your memorial, which is also known as the rosary of victory? So at this time, Baba is giving us so much. We are all part of this wonderful family of God. We have a number here too. But then in the future, as we go into golden silver ages, which rosary will we be part of again? Will we be in the rosary of super victory, Yeah, a little less victory, or then we'll come as servants or something else in the golden and silver ages. So, do you know your own number yourself, or would you say that Bap Dada should tell you your number? Deep inside, we know how much effort we are making and what number we would get. So, Bap Dada knows it anyway, but you also know yourself. Whether you put it into words or not, you definitely do know it internally, do you not? Are you saying yes or no? If Baba were to make you create a rosary, would you not be able to give yourself a number? If there's a hesitation in doing this, that is a different matter. But what would be said if you don't actually know it? Yes, the Baba is considering the fact that we might have some hesitation in giving ourselves a number, but we need to at least know where we are, right? That reflection aspect has to be there for us. We sit with ourselves, we look at ourselves with the light that Baba is giving us, the light of knowledge, light of new understanding, and we should be able to determine where we stand at this time. So you challenge others with great faith and intoxication that you know the life story of your 84 birds. Yeah, we tell others, right? With great faith and intoxication that we know the life story of our 84 birds. You do all say this, do you not? Therefore, out of your 84 births, this present birth of yours is the most elevated, is it not? Are you not able to know yourself in this birth? Who am I? You know the answer to this riddle very well, do you not? So, what is this? This too is the riddle of who am I? It is very easy to know this account. So, who am I? You see, the answer to that is not just I'm a soul, but at what number, at what position, what kind of soul am I? So this is a progression to the first step, I'm a soul. The second step is I'm a peaceful soul, I'm a loving soul, I'm a happy soul, all those 7 qualities. But then the third is how much are these qualities manifest in me? How much do I actually see myself as these qualities? So if I have really worked on myself and I have been able to create a lot of peace within myself, a lot of happiness within myself, a lot of perfection within myself, so I know that I am a high quality soul who is going to come in the first, second, third number or higher number, or I have made less effort on myself. I have not really honed these qualities much, and so my number is not going to be high. So Baba is asking us to reflect on this true riddle of who am I. So in the golden age, am I going to be the king or the queen? Or am I going to be part of the royal family? Or then would I be subjects? Or would I be something else? Who am I? One rosary is that of remembrance. One rosary is that of remembrance. The more love you have in remembrance of the Father, and the more time you spend in that remembrance, the Father accordingly remembers you for just as long and with just as much love. The more love you have in remembrance of the Father, the more time you spend in that remembrance. You see, 2 things: the intensity of the love and the duration of the love. Depending on that, so Baba will also remember us for just as long and with just as much love. So if I remember Baba for 2 hours per day, Baba will also remember me for 2 hours. If the intensity of my love for Baba is only 40%, 50%, then Baba will also love me only 40%, 50%. So, therefore, are you able to give yourself a number? So, just consider this. If you only remember the Father for half the time you should, with only 50 or 75% love, so that is the duration is also half. Yeah, we should be remembering Baba 100% of the times, 24/7. So if you remember Baba only half of that time and only with 50 or 75% intensity, then on the basis of that, you would only enter the rosary when it is half completed. That is when half the time has passed. That means we would end up at the beginning of Silver Age. However, if your remembrance is constant and your love is total, however, if your remembrance is constant and your love is total, if you don't look at anyone but the one Father, and you remain constantly combined with the Father, then you would come into the rosary as combined beads. If your love is constant, your remembrance is constant, and your love is total, if you don't look at anyone but the one Father, and you remain constantly combined with the Father, then you would come into the rosary as combined beads, right next to Baba. That is, you would be connected to the Father. You would constantly be number one in every aspect. You would be number one in the rosary too. Just as there is the first division, second and third divisions in your worldly education. So here too, you have the three divisions of elephant riders, cavalry, and infantry. Who do we want to be? Elephant riders, right? That's the first division. Second division is cavalry, and the last division is infantry. Now, Baba is explaining what is the real meaning of all these divisions. The first division will always be fast. That is, they're always in the flying stage. The first division will always be fast. That is, they're always in the flying stage. They experience the Father's company, cooperation, and love in every thought they have and at every second. They experience the Father's company, cooperation, and love in every thought they have and at every second. They constantly experience being hand in hand with the Father and in the Father's company. They never ask for anything such as, give me cooperation. They always experience themselves to be full. So you see, give me cooperation is something that a needy person would ask for that. You see, that statement would not come out of a person who is already full. So if we are truly connected to Baba, then Baba's energy will be constantly flowing into us. We'll always be full. Then we won't have to ask anyone, or not even Baba. Baba, give me cooperation. Baba, help me. No, we will always feel Baba's help in our lives, and definitely not asking other people, right? So asking Baba is still okay, to ask Baba, Baba, please help me. But asking others for help, that makes no sense at all, right? So now the second division, experience this ascending stage, but not the flying stage. So Urti Kala for the first division, Charti Kala for the second division. The second division experienced the ascending stage, but not the flying stage. Sometimes it takes less time and sometimes it takes more time to overcome the obstacles that come in the ascending stage. Like when people are trying to climb a mountain, there could be some rough patches, right? That may take longer time to cross. So those in the flying stage go above all obstacles to cross them. They feel that no obstacle even came to them. Like when we are on a plane, and even the Mount Everest feels nothing. It's no problem whatsoever. It's not even an obstacle. Many times when the pilot is flying and we are sleeping comfortably, and then we would know, oh, really, did we cross the Himalayas? So this way, there's no problems whatsoever when we are flying. But when we are trying to climb the mountain, then many different things can come. So they feel that no obstacle even came to them. They don't consider obstacles to be obstacles, but only sight scenes scenes along the way. When those whose stage is ascending feel that something is an obstacle, they stop. See, so those whose stage is ascending, that is not flying stage. They feel that when the obstacle comes, it becomes overwhelming for them and they stop. This is why they sometimes have a slight feeling of tiredness and get disheartened while overcoming obstacles. So, what is Baba saying? This is why they sometimes have a slight feeling of tiredness and get disheartened while overcoming obstacles. Now, Baba is going on to the third division. You must know them by now to move along, to stop, and to cry out. Sometimes they move along, sometimes they stop, sometimes they cry out. Sometimes they move along and sometimes they cry out. They're engaged in making effort to have remembrance because they are not always combined. They're constantly trying to fulfill the responsibility of all relationships. They are constantly engaged in making effort. Such souls are constantly trying to achieve this attainment, whereas those souls constantly have this attainment. That is, the ascending folks still have quite a bit of attainment, and those who are flying, the top division, the first division, those souls will always feel themselves receiving everything that they need, they want from Baba. So you can all understand from this what your number is. Do you come in the beginning of the rosary, which means the first division, in the middle of the rosary, which means the second division, or at the end of the rosary, which is the third division? Therefore, on the basis of both your remembrance and your victory, you can know yourself. Is it difficult or easy to know this? Shall we try and find out everyone's number? You are able to do it. Baba is saying, you will be able to do it, will you not? At Amrit Vela, Bab Dada always turns the rosary of his children. Turns the beads. So what Baba is saying at Amrit Vela, Bab Dada always turns the beads of the rosary of his children. He looks at the speciality of each jewel or bead. Therefore, you too can easily check yourself at Amrit Vela. With the power of your remembrance and your relationship, you can very clearly see on the spiritual TV the number that Bap Dada gives you when he is remembering you. What is Baba saying? With the power of your remembrance and your relationship, you can very clearly see on the spiritual TV the number that Bap Dada gives you when he is remembering you. However, for this, your intellect needs an especially clear line. Otherwise, you'll not be able to see clearly. Acha, do you understand who you are? Now, because of the closeness of time, you must bring yourself closer to the Father. That is, you must make yourself equal to the Father. To become equal to the Father in your thoughts, words, deeds, sanskars, and service means to come close. To become equal to the Father in your thoughts, words, deeds, sanskars, and service means to come close. Whether you're going to come last or first, it is by making yourself equal that you're able to come close. Everyone now has a chance to do this. The whistle for the fixed seats has not yet been blown. Therefore, you can become whatever you want. The too late board has not yet been put up. So what will you do? Both those from Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh are here. The name Maharashtra means Maha, that is great. Therefore, you have become great. What is the speciality of Madhya Pradesh? Do you know? At the beginning of service, Bapdada's vision first went towards Madhya Pradesh. He even sent children there. If Baba's vision was first cast on Madhya Pradesh in the field of service, then because Babdada's special vision was on the service in Madhya Pradesh, you would be the first number in service and eating the practical fruit of service, would you not? Wherever Baba's vision fell, those in that place would be number one in being taken beyond with a glance. Nazro se nihal. So Baba's vision fell on Madhya Pradesh. Baba is saying in the beginning, so those from Madhya Pradesh will be able to go beyond with just a glance. Therefore, those from both places are great. Babdada actually stepped on the land of Maharashtra. Baba used to go to Bombay very often, especially because during winter in Abu, it used to be super cold. And so for 2, 3 months during winter, he would stay in Mumbai. So the land of his divine activities was also Maharashtra. So what will Maharashtra do? Those from Maharashtra have to give double the fruit. What double fruit do you have to give? Let's see whether you're touched as to what fruit you have to give. If you're not touched by this, then Madhya Pradesh will claim number one from Maharashtra. Baba is so sweet. Baba is trying to create some gentle competition here, healthy competition. Baba is saying that Maharashtra souls have to give double the fruit. If not, then Madhya Pradesh will claim number one from Maharashtra. Baba is further saying one type of souls are heirs and the other type are VIPs. Therefore, you have to make both heirs and VIPs emerge. This is the double fruit. Some places make VIPs emerge and some places make heirs emerge. But you have to make both of these types of souls emerge. The heirs and the VIPs have to be very well known. So who will claim number one in this? Will it be the foreign lands, Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh? Who will claim this number? Others too can win the first number, but today it is these three groups who are sitting in front of Baba. Acha, what did you hear? It is remembered that the one who takes the initiative is Arjuna, is it not? So Baba is inspiring us to take the initiative so that we can become Arjunas. We can get that label of Arjuna. That's a wonderful label to get. Anyone who wants to go ahead can do so. The numbers have not yet been announced. Therefore, whoever wants to become an instrument and claim number one can do so. Do you understand what you have to do? You were also told the way to do it. And what is the way? What is the way? The flying stage. Urti Kala. Not the ascending stage, but the flying stage. That is not Charti Kala, but flying stage, that is Urti Kala. For this, remain constantly double light. So how can we have the flying stage? How can we constantly be flying? Only when we are light. Baba is saying we have to become, in fact, not just light, but double light. And light from the point of view of weight, that we should be light, not heavy, but also there should be light emanating from us. Yeah, we should never be in dark. In the world too, they say being in the dark would mean that we have some ignorance. There should be no ignorance now. So in a way, light also symbolizes power. So we need to have power, we need to have wisdom, and we need to have no weight whatsoever. And so weight really means ego. If we have let go of all our ego, we have destroyed all our ego, then we'll be very light from the point of view of weight. So we'll become double light. You know this, do you not? You do know everything, but you must now become an embodiment of it and experience it. What is Baba saying? That we know everything, right? Many of us have been with Baba for quite a few years. And so we have read these murlis over and over again. Although every time when we read these murlis, it feels like a new experience, as if we're reading it for the first time. But we know all these things. Even the newcomers, there's somewhere deep inside, I'm sure you feel that you already know it. It's like scratching the surface and all that information. Sometimes you have these gift cards, and at the back of it, there is this black strip that you have to scratch off to be able to see the numbers. So the numbers are already there. Just one just has to clear away that surface layer of whatever you call that strip. So similarly, the wisdom is hiding within ourselves. We know it. It's just that we have to now manifest it. So Baba is saying, but you must now become an embodiment of it and experience it. All right. So with this, we end the Murli. We have salutations now to those who are the Father's constant companions. To those who are the Father's constant companions. To the jewels who are close to the Father. To the jewels who are close to the Father, equal to the Father in thoughts, words, and deeds. To those who are constant embodiments of experience and embodiments of success. To the closed jewels of the Rosary of Victory, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So we have to have love for Baba constantly and full love, not partial love. So Baba will love us to the same extent as we love Baba. You see? But you see, in a way, think about it, it is proportional, but not the same quantity. You see? So if we give 50% of what we have to Baba, Baba will give us 50% of what he has. So he has billions and billions more, infinite times more than what we have. So his 50% is a lot. So there's no comparison between what we give and what we receive from Baba. It's not an even bargain, really, but it's the bargain of proportion. You see, I give 10% of what I have to Baba, then Baba will give me 10% what he has, which is huge, anyways. But now you think of it for a moment that if you give 100%, then Baba will give you 100%, but his 100% then would be what? What Baba has, it is actually exponential. It's a logarithmic scale. So his 100% is billions and billions and billions more than what 10% would be. See?